still don't get it, do you? He'll find her. That's what he does. That's all he does. You can't stop him. He'll wait for you, reach down her throat, and pull her fucking heart out.
The WBC recently updated their rules to reflect a really good statement. Teofimo Lopez is not the undisputed champion of the world, per their rules. Let's talk.
Straighter, not a roundhouse right hand.
And that's what we've been talking about. The straight shot is the one where he gets leverage on it.
I don't want to kill somebody
back
for
a little
few
bit.
seconds.
Nah, I want a body on my record.
Now, I want to see you fight motherfuckers. I do. All right, I'm with you. I'm with you. As long as you're trying to fight the great, the best competition.
Welcome to the graveyard. Click the link if you dare to. Bury you alive, I'm prepared to. Welcome to the graveyard. You get your sources from clowns, so when you come around, we'll hear you. Welcome to the graveyard. Click the link if you dare to. Bury you alive, I'm prepared to. Welcome to the graveyard. You get your sources from clowns, so when you come around, we'll hear you. Yo, it's the best, fight the best. If you ain't with the moto, just click the link, bitch, and get buried like the rest. It ain't gonna work how you want it. These trolls already tried, too many come but don't leave. So if you hear, you gotta die. I'm spitting straight facts. These bitches crying cause they hate that. The LDBC's the top topic, bitch, hate that. We the ones that bring the truth to these fans. So why you hate, I'ma laugh and keep counting these bands. Welcome to the graveyard. Click the link, get the dance. Bury you alive, I'm prepared to. Welcome to the graveyard. You get your sources from clowns, so when you come around, we don't hear you. Welcome to the graveyard. Click the link if you dare to. Bury you alive, I'm prepared to. Welcome to the graveyard. You get your sources from clowns, so when you come around, we don't hear you.
Welcome to the graveyard.
So, the WBC franchise boxer. So I did a video a while back about the rules in boxing. And I talked to the homie, Drink More Water. He and I had a long debate over that, the rules in boxing. The rules are the rules. They are what separates chaos from reality. If you follow them, then you should be fine. But most of the time, people operate outside of them, and then they just justify it however they want to justify it. In this case, the WBC franchise modified their rules. So, let's just look at their updated rules dated 1 April 2021. The franchise boxer, the WBC franchise boxer. They talk about how they were established in 1963 and all this other stupid ass shit, and how they're trying to get out of paradigms and, you know, breaking the ground on extra bullshit, which they're full of shit. They say we introduced the franchise boxer concept a couple of years ago. Yeah, you did introduce it, and it could have been a very good thing. It could have been a very good thing and a very powerful thing, a very meaningful thing. But how you guys introduce it is for another fucking money grab. Nothing more, nothing less. For a way to have 2 champions, 2 sanction fees, doubling it down, double dipping. That's how y'all introduced it, and that's how you've been operating it, as a way to protect Canelo Alvarez to start out with. But anyways, if you look through these rules, you won't even see a picture of Canelo in here. You see a picture of Lomachenko, and you see a picture of Teofimo Lopez. But whatever. Let's just go over them. Because there's one in particular that I want to talk about. They say, under the governing rule 326 in its discretion, the WBC may, upon 2/3 vote, designate each weight category one WBC franchise boxer. Excuse me. Then they go on to say about how it has special status, blah, 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 shit that we know. Skip all this. They go to say, initially the WBC was established a franchise boxer, privileges were conferred and not won or lost as a result of an outcome of a bout. Now, let's just go over the definition of conferred, because they write these things in attempts to say shit to try to make it seem like they're smarter than other people. But there's a thing called a dictionary. We could just look this up. So conferred means grant or bestow. Well, let's look at what grant means. Grant means agree to give or allow something requested. So, in using the words in context, and let's use the words in context, the WBC established the franchise boxer privileges were given based on being requested. They were given and not won or lost as a result of an outcome of a bout. So then they go on to say, as any rule of importance, the WBC has modified its franchise boxer rule. Modified it. You know, they modified it. They try to go on and talk about how the NFL, you know, modifies their rules, and all sports do stuff and they modify them. It makes sense. The sports modifying their rules, allowing instant replay and changing, adding targeting, you know, shit like that, and all that type of stuff. So it makes sense to modify the rules. I understand that. But in this case, they say the WBC continues to tweak its franchise boxer rule to better fit the rules, purposes, and goals. I got it. Understand. Cool. They say a significant adjustment to the rule came about when Teofimo Lopez requested to become franchise boxer if he beat Vasyl Lomachenko. Well, let's look at that word requested. What does that mean? What does requested mean? Politely or formally ask for. So Teofimo, so let's go back and read again. A significant adjustment to the rule came about when Teofimo Lopez politely requested or politely asked to become the franchise boxer. So Teofimo Lopez contacted WBC and said, please, sir.
You've got mail.
Please, sir, can I become the franchise champion if I beat Vasyl Lomachenko? And the WBC agreed. But that's not even what I'm mad about.
Tell them niggas why you mad, son.
Don't even care. So Teofimo Lopez emailed
You've got mail.
the WBC and politely or formally asked to become the franchise champion.
Please, sir, I want some more.
He politely and formally asked. Okay, cool. So we go on to read the rules. A franchise boxer is designated as a special designation and privilege status, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. A franchise boxer shall enjoy special privilege status with respect to his or her, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. I got it. Totally understand. What that's saying is the WBC franchise champion doesn't have mandatories.
No shit, Sherlock.
Understand. You don't have a mandatory. That's what that's saying. Cool. But the next one is the one that's of importance. A franchise boxer shall enjoy the highest preferential position to challenge for the world championship in his division at any given time upon his written request to the WBC, regardless of whether the current world champion has any mandatory obligations. Okay, well, what does that preferential word mean? Of or involving preference or partiality, constituting a favor or privilege. All right, well, what is preference or partiality? What does preference mean? Preference, a greater liking for one alternative over another or others. All right, well, what does the partiality part of that mean? All right, well, let's look that up. Unfair bias in favor of one thing or person compared to another. Favoritism. All right, so let's go ahead and reread this again. A franchise boxer shall enjoy the highest favoritism, unfair bias towards them, position to challenge for the world championship in his division at any given time upon his written request to the WBC. So
You've got mail.
what they're saying is Teofimo Lopez is not the WBC. He's not the champion.
Oh, okay.
He's a franchise. He has a franchise status. He is not the champion. Devin Haney is a champion. What they're saying is, at any time, Teofimo Lopez can say, I want to be your mandatory. At any time. If Teofimo Lopez gets past George Camboso, he can say, I want to be your mandatory. That Devin Haney has no control over that. None. Zero control. That is 100% up to Teofimo Lopez for him to say, you know what? I want to fight Devin Haney now. I'm your mandatory. And there's nothing you can do about it. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I could have swore I heard Teofimo once before say, hey, hey, Mauricio, we're the franchise champion, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to mandate Devin Haney. That's what we're going to do. We're going to mandate him. We're going to make Devin Haney our mandatory. And if he tries to bitch out or get away, we're going to get him in a purse bid. I could have swore I heard him say that.
If I'm the franchise world champion, I can mandate any fight, right? For the WBC. So Mauricio, we're going to make it happen.
Okay. Because I know that's a fight.
So look, this is how we're going to checkmate you, Devin. I'm going to show you how we're going to checkmate you, you little bitch. We're going to checkmate you like this. All right? So when you beat Linares, you got to beat him, all right? So you got to beat him. Make sure you beat him. And then after that, we're going to mandate it. We're going to make you my mandatory. So then you can't leave, right? But if you want to overprice yourself, guess what? Oh, shit, plan B. We're going to put you in a purse bid. So then may the best network bid us right here. And we're going to make the fight happen. You can't run, my guy. You can't run. Don't run, all right? All right, good. We're going to be on the same page. I'm going to checkmate you. Don't worry. I'm going to show you for the fraud that you are. I'm going to show you for the fraud that you are because you a fake it till you make it kind of guy. And you ain't real. You ain't got no heart. You ain't got no brains. You just a bitch.
Well, since we all heard him say that, what's your excuse for not fighting Devin Haney? Because it's totally in your hands, Teofimo Lopez. Totally up to you. 100% up to you. It is written in the rules that you can make yourself the mandatory. You know how all niggas always saying, activate your mandatory, activate your mandatory.
Powers, activate.
Well, it's written in the rules that Teofimo Lopez can activate himself as the mandatory to Devin Haney whenever he wants to.
No shit.
But I guess that's different though, right? BFTB. Shout out to the LDBC. And I'm out.